Hello and welcome back.
Oh my goodness, I did this wrong the whole time. Hello and welcome to Trime Taveler, the Legend of Trime Breakfast. I don't know what it's called. Nobody even knows what this show is called. Is he even a real libertarian? Like, me and a whole bunch of my friends took over the Libertarian Party so that we could change what it means to be a libertarian. I don't know if you know this or not, but the Libertarian Party is the other GOP. So I think that stands for Green Other Party. So if you're a Republican or part of the GOP, the Green Other Party, you can join the Libertarians because we're more welcoming to people like that now. And by people like that, I mean like if you're racist or if you hate any sort of minorities based on their religion or height or anything like that, we now are welcoming to people with open arms. And this is true, or my name is not Angela McDonald's. Okay, we're going to start off with some Grateful Dead music. This is June 20th, 1969. Alright, and welcome back. I'm Angela McDonald's, and I've got a whole bunch of different things planned for today. I'm going to tell you guys about it's called New Nazi Medicine. It's the new Nazi German. Freudian slip. Anyway, it's really fun to be in here, and I love attention. I always wear a yellow dress at the libertarian stuff because people think I'm so pretty, and that's how I got them all to vote for me and stuff. And I'm actually, to be honest, like I've never read a whole book, like a book on holes or anything like that. And I keep on thinking about Elon Musk and how he has that company that digs holes. But it sounds boring to me, and I just don't want to listen. So, but anyway, I did want to say hello to Jordan Peterson. You're my favorite basketball player, and also I like Donald Trump. Trump 24. Trump 24. Yes. Anyway, so basically. Let me explain myself. You see, the Libertarian Party is not supposed to have ballot access or win elections or get governors or senators or House of Representatives or anything like that. What we actually need is about 10 sheriffs in the United States. If they're all in the same state, that's fine. But we need about 10 sheriffs because it's for a thing that we're doing, and it'll help us raise a lot of money if people will think that. Because you ever watch the Dukes of Hazzard? I like Boss Hogg. He's funny. Anyway, my name is Angela McDonald's, and I'm not sure what the next show is. I'm here to help Trime Taveler today, and I'm not as smart as he is. Well, nobody's as smart as he is. Oh, my goodness. He came in, he told me things about myself I didn't even know. And I know everything about all kinds of stuff. I've been watching documentaries lately, and so I'm, really up to date on a lot of things right now. Okay, this first song is called The Green, Green Grass of Home. I'm just gonna push play, and then I gotta feed my baby. Shut up, baby! I'll eat you once you're big enough. Bye bye, baby boo.
Oh yeah, it's about the yeller dog. Oh, there was once a guy and he had this short, fat, squat. Thank you. Short, fat, squat, ugly little yeller dog. And anyway, so what happened was, anyway, this little dog was short, fat, squat, ugly, and yeller and all that. And he walked into it with the bar. He was out taking a walk one day, and he went into a bar, sat down, ordered him a drink. And down the bar from him was sitting this guy with a big, slick, black, mean-looking dog. Oh. And anyway, the guy with the big, black, slick, mean-looking dog shots down the bar at him. Hey, that sure is an ugly little yeller dog you got there. And the guy said, yeah, well, he may be ugly, but he sure can fight. And so,
Must you yell so?
anyway, so what happens is they decide to take him out back and let him have it out, and they put 5 on him. And anyway, so they're out back, and the dogs are fighting it out, and the guys are hoping, each guy's hoping his dog will win, so he'll win the money and all that. And eventually it turns up that this little short, fat, squat, ugly little yeller dog just snaps and chomps and whips the shit out of this big, slick, black, mean-looking dog. And so the guy says, well,
This better be good.
that was the doggonest thing I ever did see. On account of, I never did think a short, fat, squat, little, ugly little yeller dog could ever fight like that. Anyway, I never seen a dog like that, he said. And I said, what kind of dog was that? How'd you do it? And the guy said, well, he used to be an alligator before I cut his tail off and painted him yeller.
You fell for it again, didn't you, Bobby?
Song. I don't want to stay here all day because I don't like you, Trime Taveler. You're mean. And you don't even. I think you like Jews. I think you are a Jew, and I'm calling you out. I'm calling Jew out, you Jewish person. So bye. I'm gone.
Oh. And that was the end of Angela McDonald's. Thank you, sort of, for coming in today. Look at my place. It is a mess. I keep on trying to clean up the stuff on this corner of this couch, and then trying to move the other stuff. Oh yeah, man. And then here I am, just goofing off, listening to music all day, about to play guitar. Go figure. All right. Let's get to. No more Angela McDonald's. Sorry. Man, it's that thing, whenever you're running for president and you're supposed to be, so I'm running as a libertarian. But that's what Ralph Nader did. He ran as a libertarian, and they were like, "Haha, no, you're too authoritarian. We don't like seatbelt laws, seatbelt regulations. No. We only believe in no regulations of nothing whatsoever." And then he was like, "Oh, I thought there was actually a bunch of smart people here. Never mind. I didn't realize that it was a bunch of like completely like." Brainless idiots." I'm not calling all libertarians that. Just the majority of the delegates that showed up for the midterms and those are the ones that I'm calling dumb, brainless idiots. That they didn't even know how to vote for most of the things. They had to look at their little what's it called? Whenever you go into I forget what it doesn't matter. Wow, that's almost perfectly not quite in tune. Let's see. So, welcome to Sunday morning coming down. It's actually Sunday afternoon, but who's counting? So, it's the capo on the first fret treatment. Alright, this is our title song for the title show that I stole from one of my most favorite music radio shows of all times, and I wish that it was still going, but Sunday morning down, closed down, and Joseph Martin's Wherever You Are, this one goes out to you. Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no weight upon my head. That didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled through my closet, through my clothes, and found my cleanest, dirty shirt. Then I washed my face and combed my hair, and stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. I'd smoked my mind the night before with cigarettes and songs I'd been picking, but I lit my first and watched this small kid playing with a can that he was kicking. Then I walked across the street and caught the Sunday smell of someone's frying chicken, and it took me back to something that I'd lost somewhere, somehow, along the way. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned, 'cause there's something in a Sunday that makes the body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sound of the sleeping city sidewalks and Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl that he was swinging, and I stepped beside a Sunday school and listened to the songs they were singing. Then I headed down the street, and somewhere far away a lonely bell was ringing, and it echoed through the canyon like our disappearing dreams of yesterday. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned, 'cause there's something in a Sunday that makes the body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sound of the sleeping city sidewalk when Sunday morning coming down. Alright, thank you all very much for coming in today. I got a couple more songs I'm going to sing just because I want to. And this is my show and I get to do whatever I want to do, whether anyone watches it or not. So, haha, go figure. You know, everybody has to have a job, right? And I feel like this is my job. My job is to do this. Oh, man. Okay. Too late to feel sorrow, too late to feel pain. He's just an old hobo, lost out in the rain. He'll never cause trouble, so don't have no fear. He's just an old hobo, they'll soon be gone far away from here. He used to be a rambling man, just like you, until he sank so low there was nothing that no one could do. He used to be a rambling man, just like you, until he sank so low there was nothing that no one could do. Oh, don't make him ask you, don't make him beg. He was a war hero, that's how he hurt his leg. Killed 30 Indians with one cannonball. Now he's just an old hobo, asleep out in the hall. He used to be a rambling man, just like you, until he sank so low there was nothing that no one could do. A gambling man, just like you, until he sank so low there was nothing that no one could do. He's got a wife and 5 children who live out in LA, and they miss their poor daddy, who's gone so far away. They still have his picture, it's hung up on the wall. Now he's just an old hobo, asleep out in the hall. He used to be a gambling man, just like you, until he sank so low there was nothing that no one could do. He used to be a gambling man, just like you, until he sank so low there was nothing that no one could do. Oh, I love that one. It's such a good one. It's not even the guitar version. I'm adding it to my favorites because it is one of my favorites. Oh, I love the hobo song. I like the hobo song better than I like Hobo's Lullaby. The one with the capo one, the 4th fret, because 4th fret equals fun. Now, let's do it right. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that not quite as fun 4th fret song a little bit ago. To the town of Agua Fria rode a fresh stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip, for the stranger there amongst them had a big iron on his head. Big iron on his head. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He come riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw loose and running, came the whisper from each lip, and he's here to do some business with the big iron on his head. The big iron on his head. In this town there live an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men have tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more. 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Wasn't Arizona ranching, wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead. He said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red. After Texas Red. Gotta scroll, you know, gotta scroll. Wasn't long before the story was delayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead. 20 men that tried to take him, 20 men that made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his head. The big iron on his head. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching in their windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome stranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red had not cleared leather when a bullet fairly ripped, and the ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his head. The big iron on his head. It was over in a moment, folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have gone on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his head. Big iron, big iron. When he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his head. You don't go doubting no Arizona Rangers, you know? I don't care who you are. Texas Red, any other kind of red, Marlboro Red, Tennessee Jed, Samuel and his brother Ned. First thing I remember knowing was that lonesome whistle blow, and a youngin's dream of growing up to ride on a freight train leaving town, not knowing where I'm bound, and no one could change my mind but Mama tried. One and only rebel child from a family make a mile. Mama seemed to know what lay in store. Despite all my Sunday learning, Towards the bad I kept on turning, till mama couldn't hold me anymore. And I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right. Mama tried, mama tried, mama tried to raise me better, but her pleading I denied. That leaves only me to blame, 'cause mama tried. Dear old mom, daddy, rest his soul, left my mom heavy low. Yeah, she tries very hard to feel his shoes, working hours without rest, wanted me to have the best. She tried to raise me right, but I refused. And I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right. Mama tried, mama tried, mama tried to raise me better, but her pleading I denied. That leaves only me to blame, 'cause mama tried. We're talking away. Well, I don't know what I'm to say, I'll say it anyway. Today's another day to finally shine away. I'll be coming for your love, okay? Take on me, take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. So needless to say, I'm on snitch, but I'll be stumbling away, slowly learning that life is okay. Say after me, it's better to be safe than sorry. Take on me, take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. All the things that you say, yeah, is it life or just to play my worries away? They're all the things I've got to remember. You'll shine away. I'll be coming for you anyway. Take on me, take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. That's the end of that one. Alright, and now we got one last show closing tune, and then after that I'll probably not see you guys again until tomorrow, unless if I get bored, which, you know, I might get bored right away. All I gotta really do is clean off my couch. It's not that bad, right? I got some papers that need to go over there, and then I don't know what to do with them once they're over there. Yeah, I don't know. Some food just needs to go over in the food pantry. I mean, duh, it's like simple stuff. So yeah, I'll probably be back tonight. Just give me a chance to get my, you know, I won't say it because I'm about to sing a song, and well, if the man that the song was about heard me say a bad word, I might end up going the wrong way, on a two-way path, and we wouldn't want that now, would we? So here we go. I feel like there's a capo on this, though. No capo. Alright. Jesus Christ was a man that traveled through the land, hard-working man and brave. He said to the rich, give your goods to the poor, so they laid Jesus Christ in his grave. Yes, Jesus was a man, a carpenter by hand. His followers were true and brave. But one dirty coward called Judas Iscariot has laid poor Jesus in his grave. He went to the preacher, he went to the sheriff, told them all the same. Sell all of your goods and give it to the poor, so they laid Jesus Christ in his grave. When Jesus come to town, the working folks round believe what he did say. The bankers and the preachers, they nailed him on the cross, and they laid poor Jesus in his grave. Yes, Jesus was a man, a carpenter by hand. His followers were true and brave. But one dirty coward called Judas Iscariot has laid poor Jesus in his grave. Now the working people followed him around, singing Saturday gay. But the cops and the soldiers nailed him in the air, so they laid poor Jesus in his grave. Yes, Jesus was a man, a carpenter by hand. His followers were true and brave. But one dirty coward called Judas Iscariot has laid poor Jesus in his grave. Well, the people held their breath when they heard about his death. Everybody wondered why. It was the landlord and the soldiers that he hired that nailed Jesus Christ in the sky. Yes, Jesus was a man, a carpenter by hand. His followers were true and brave. But one dirty coward called Judas Iscariot laid poor Jesus in his grave. Yes, Jesus was a man, a carpenter by hand. His followers were true and brave. But one dirty coward called Judas Iscariot has laid poor Jesus in his grave. Alright. Based on a possibly true story that there's literally no evidence of. Oh man, I got people! Where do you acquire the materials to Trime Trime Taveling materials? There are several different ways of Trime Taveling. And if you're still here, I feel bad that I waited so long to get into this. I'm just kind of now getting back to say, oh, messages, people, hi! Anyway, if you're still there, then hi. If not, then, you're going to miss it. And so anyway, there are 5 basic different types of time travel. What we are doing is Trime Taveling, and what I do is I play public domain available projects. I try to do at least 2 at once. And sometimes I'll also add like a Bitcoin price or something like that. This is our Sunday morning coming down show. We had a guest in the beginning, and then I kind of like, every now and then I tell my guests to leave. I'd rather do a show by myself than, it's nothing about the people in this time zone where I currently am living and working, or whatever it is that you call it here, but, well, okay. Anyway, time travel, right? Where do I get the materials? Well, as far as the Grateful Dead stuff, I use HerbieBot, HERBIBOT.com is where I get my list and my mining data for all the shows and stuff like that. And most of them are actually being streamed from Archive. So archive.org has a huge collection of a lot of public domain sources. And then after dark, we do silent films and other public domain movies but with the Grateful Dead accompaniment in the background. So it'll be like, a live Grateful Dead show, like the last one we did was 6/21/69. I'm going in chronological order according to what is not commercially available. So it's basically everything that the Dead did that was recorded by fans and stuff like that, and a lot of the recordings are really bad. and some of the shows are equally as bad as the recordings. Some of the every now and then you'll hear a show that's a bad recording but a good show, and you're like, man, I wish that there was a good like a soundboard copy of this show or something, which there's not soundboard copies available of every single show. Anyway, blah blah blah. But I know that's not even the kind of time traveling that you're talking about. I haven't done any of that since 1996, and that's a really long story. But I've already been here for almost 4 hours, so I might as well tell it and make it an even 4, right? I mean, I don't really have that much to do. Anyway, let me tell it real quick. Here's a nutshell version. Whenever I was 18, I left home. I grew up in the corn, southern Illinois, cornfields. Your dog would run away, and you could see it for miles and miles and miles. And unless it was in the cornfield, then you just see the corn rustling for miles and miles and miles. It was actually not the worst place in the world to. Oh, and someone says David. Someone knows who I am. Okay, so as far as time travel formulas, what happened was I met this old hermit, this old man. He was an old scientist that had a camp on the Buffalo River. He was using the river's current to generate electricity and stuff like that. And he was building a time machine. He was building another time machine. He escaped in the 1940s with a time machine that only went forward in time. It did not have the capabilities to go backwards. He does not have a formula to make a time machine that goes backwards in time. That doesn't mean that I've never been in a time machine that goes backwards in time. Let me go on with the story. I meet him in Arkansas, canoe, blah blah blah. There's a whole story as to how we met and stuff like that. But I'm not trying to convince anybody. I don't really care. What else happened? I was helping him with the machine. We ended up stealing my friend's Volkswagen bus and going to Memphis, Tennessee. It was the first weekend of May in 1996. At the same time, there was this big music festival that was going on, and we were trying to get materials for the time machine. And so I guess if you're asking where to get the materials, Memphis in May 1996 is a really good place to start. Anyway, so we stole the Volkswagen bus. We go there, and while I'm intercepted by these people that claim to know me, and I start thinking that they're reading my mind and stuff like that. And it turns out that they weren't. I thought they were aliens, and I go back to the other people, which is funny. The original people, the hermits or whatever, the old scientists. Everyone in town thought that they were vampires. There was this rumor that they were vampires. So everyone was like,
Be careful with that that weird old camp up there. They're vampires. I've heard them talk. They sound like vampires to me.
Anyway, so what happened was me and the vampires stole the bus. We went to Memphis. I was intercepted by aliens, which weren't aliens at all. They were time travelers from the future, and they knew exactly where and when to go at a certain point in time in order to help the professor finish his time machine so that he could go forward in time. it's a whole thing, man. It created a whole mess, a whole complicated series of events in which the world was basically fought for and saved and destroyed in several different realities several times over and over. And I was able to save this one, and here we are. So, don't worry about, any of that. But if you've ever heard of the Mandela effect or that kind of, sorry. Anyway, let's do another song. This is this is the outro song. This is our outro song, and it won't last very long. It's over. I don't like long outro songs. I've been talking. I definitely said way too much, and I'm sorry to go so soon because I love having first time chatters and new people watching, but sometimes sometimes a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do, and that is not wearing his stupid hat. I mean, if you only have confidence in life walking around looking stupid, wearing a stupid hat, then what kind of a stupid person is that? Come on, man. Be loud and proud. Love that hairline. Love that bald spot. Show it off like you're Jason Statham, and like you dare someone to say, you're like, oh, you like to make fun of people's hairlines, do you? How do you like laying on the ground? But oh yeah, and by the way, I do have merchandise available on my website. This is an old T-shirt, and these are limited. They were limited availability, and it was the old logo. And now you can get the logo in your in all subscribers, and you can unlock stuff and stuff like that. But where's the old one? There it is. Boosh! You can still get the old logo emoji, but as far as getting it on a T-shirt, you snooze, you lose, right? Now those two emojis are currently what are available on all my merchandise in my store. And if I ever if you count the points, I use the Grateful Dead-esque colors and even the skull. Even though the skull is public domain, I still designed my own skull, and it has meanings in the whole. Every single piece of it has, meaningful symbolism and stuff like that. And the two T's, the Trime Taveler TT logo uses two halves of the bolt, but if you count the points, there are only 12 points, and if at any point in my campaign I am able to get pay for the Grateful Dead merchandising, which is like $10,000, is how much people like Beamer, who makes the all the little silver stuff and little in order to use the Grateful Dead's lightning bolt and stuff like that, he has to pay them $10,000 a year. So if I'm ever able to afford that, from viewership or commercials or however it works, if I'm ever, then that's like my first and only pretty much product promote. I drink different stuff, and I put whatever I'm drinking up, and I tell people to eat healthy, and I try to give suggestions and stuff like that. But people are gonna do what they're gonna do. Like, I'm not trying to guilt anybody into anything either. So I definitely don't want to do. That's the last thing I want to do is guilt someone to being like me. Isn't that called narcissism? Yeah, no. Yeah, you do you, but I'm gonna try to set positive examples and show you that someone who is a lot like you can be a lot like me. Through positive reinforcement, it's hard. I had a rough time myself. I was married for 12 years, and there's a lot of things that broke up my marriage, and some of them had to do with diet, we were both vegan, and I wasn't vegan enough. I was having a hard time, quit cutting stuff out, and I was overweight. She was right to care about me, but it like wasn't helping. It was it was like everything that she did was just making me feel bad about myself and more of a loser, and I would lose confidence, and I had less will, to do better. So since she left me, I've been working really hard, and it's I've been through a lot, and a lot of people don't know what it's like to be married to someone and have 3 children, and then to all of a sudden be ripped away from them and told that you can't see the children and stuff like that, and for doing nothing, like for I was they would come over to my house, and I would order pizza on Wednesdays, and I would just order it with cheese. I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm ordering it from Domino's. You order yours from Domino's. The only difference is yours doesn't have the cheese, and it's like feels really light, and I can eat that whole entire pizza without any cheese on it. So do I need to buy 2 pizzas? Or, can I just get one with cheese, and we'll all eat a little bit, just that one day a week? But I was also giving them soda, and I have since also quit soda. Quitting soda is one of the hardest things I've done in my entire life. I quit smoking tobacco several times, anyway, I'm gonna shut up because I'm not a motivational speaker. It's not what you guys are paying me for. You guys want to listen to some good Grateful Dead music, and I'm turning it off right now, but I'm gonna give you back some. You know what? Forget it. I'm going to give you one more whole set, at least. Probably just keep on going all night long. Who cares, right? I mean, I can clean and do this at the same time. I can point my camera at the lava lamp so you guys have some cool visuals besides, me walking around. Oh, man. Okay, we're not going to listen to 622. I only got 2 songs from there. So we're going to go to 627 Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Santa Rosa, California. There we go. Here's a full show. All right. Yeah, the other one was 2 songs. I guess the rest is all commercially available somewhere else. So.
I'm good
Oh, we
old
got
San
Tom Rossum
Francisco,
sitting
good
for
old
Nixie
Grateful
and making
Dead.
drums. And Peter Grant plays banjo.
High on the mountain, tell me what do you see? Bear tracks, looking back at me. Better get your rappers before it's too late. Bear's got a little big and is headed through the gate.
Alright, and that was the end of another beautiful set of Grateful Dead music. Let's now listen to some guitars. Yes! Okay, this is one of my personal favorite songs by They Might Be Giants. Maybe. There it is. No capo. Yes, yes, yes. This is going to be just great. Just perfect. The gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace where hydrogen is built into helium at the temperature of millions of degrees. The sun is hot, the sun is not a place where we could live. But here on Earth there'd be no life without the light it gives. We need its light, we need its heat, we need its energy. Without the sun, without a doubt, there'd be no you and me. The sun is a mass of incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace where hydrogen is built into helium at a temperature of millions of degrees. The sun is hot, the sun is not a place where... The sun is hot. The sun is so hot that everything on it is a gas. Copper, iron, aluminum, and the surface of the sun are all gas. The sun is large. The sun is so large 1 million Earths could fit inside, and yet it's just a meter-sized star. The sun is far away. It's about 90 million miles away, and that's why it looks so small. But even when it's out of sight, the sun shines night and day. The sun gives us light, and that gives us heat, that the sun gives that we see. The sun comes from our own sun's atomic energy. Scientists have found that the sun is a huge atom-crushing machine. The heat and light of the sun are caused by nuclear reactions between hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, and helium. The sun is a mass of incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace, where hydrogen is built into helium at a temperature of millions of degrees. And that's the only song that I have for you guys today. I'm going to pass the camera now over to Clover, and then he's going to play a couple more songs for you. And thank you very much for letting me come in. I love you more than words can tell. You're only here for just a short amount of time and then gone for so very long. So thank you very much for having me for this short amount of time. And may all your blessings be light years faster than speed of light and Trime Taveling and all kinds of scientific words. Yes, I'm Albert Einstein and very smart. Thank you very much, and I love you too. All right, Albert Einstein. I mean, not everybody gets to have Albert Einstein in their streams and stuff like that. And I don't even know if you're able to hear me or not while I had my hands on that mic, because that could have made a lot of noise. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to do a couple more songs for you guys. I'm kind of on this little They Might Be Giants kick, so I'm just going to do a little They Might Be Giants set. I hope you don't mind. I hope they don't mind. Let's see. If I were a capo, I would be on the 2nd fret. I lost my lucky ball and chip, now she's 4 years gone. Just 5 feet tall and sick of me and all my rattling on. She threw away her baby doll. I thought I held on to my pride, but I was young and foolish then. I feel old and foolish now. Confidentially, she never called me baby doll. Confidentially, I never had much pride, but now I rock the bar stool and I drink for two, just pondering this time bomb in my mind. I lost my lucky ball and chain, now she's 4 years gone. Just 5 feet tall and sick of me and all my rattling on. She walked away from a happy man. I thought I was so cool. I just stood there whistling. There goes the bride as she walks out the door. There goes the bride as she walks out the door. Oh, I could shake my tiny fist and swear I wasn't wrong. But what's the use in arguing when you're all alone? Sure as you can't steer a train, you can't change your fate. When she told me off that day, I knew I lost my home. Confidentially, I never told you of her charm. Confidentially, we never had a home. But this railroad apartment was the perfect place when she sit there and hold me in her arms. Lost my lucky ball and chain, now she's 4 years gone. Just 5 feet tall and sick of me and all my rattling on. Just walked away from a happy man, I thought I was so cool. I just stood there whistling. There goes the bride as she walks out the door. There goes the bride as she walks out the door. There goes the bride as she walks out the door. Oh, that one is so based on my life. I don't know if you guys can hear me, they might be giants, but you actually wrote that song about me and you didn't even realize it. Or we went through the exact same thing, you know, railroad apartment, check. We never really had a home, check. Oh man, we lived in a van and traveled around seeing all kinds of bands, including you guys. So if you guys are listening, then yeah, thanks for actually you guys second live shows that I ever saw whenever I was a kid. So thanks for that as well. Yeah. Let's see. Now here's another one. Like I said, I'm doing a little They Might Be Giants set. I follow them on the Twitter and stuff like that. I don't know if any of you guys all have Twitter or whatever, but I'm on there. You can just search for Trime Taveler, and it'll be like, did you mean Time Traveler? And then you got to be like, no, I meant Trime Taveler. The R goes backwards, proving my theory. I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing. Gosh, I hate it when it does that. Anyway, where was I? I forgot the point that I was making. I said that if I was smart that I would save up for a piece of string and a rock to wind that string around. Everybody wants a rock to wind a piece of string around. Everybody wants a rock to wind a piece of string around. Throw the crypt door wide, let the people crawl inside. Someone in this town is trying to burn the playhouse down. They want to stop the ones who want a rock to wind the string around. But everybody wants a rock to wind a piece of string around. Throw the crypt door wide, let the people crawl inside. Someone in this town is trying to burn their playhouse down. You see, they want to stop the ones that want a rock to wind the string around. But everybody wants a rock to wind a piece of string around. If I were a carpenter, I'd hammer on my piglet. I'd collect $7 and I'd buy a big prosthetic forehead and wear it on my real head. Everybody wants prosthetic foreheads on their real heads. Everybody wants prosthetic foreheads on their real heads. Throw the crypt door wide, let all the people crawl inside. Someone in this town is trying to burn their playhouse down. They want to stop the ones who want prosthetic foreheads on their heads. But everybody wants prosthetic foreheads on their real heads. Now I know you guys are musical geniuses, so you heard all my mistakes, but some of the people out there listening to me aren't even as good at playing guitar as me, so they might not have heard them. So if you're a good musician, you keep your comments to yourself. That's what I do. Whenever you guys made mistakes, whenever I saw you. And I was with the people that threw the cheese on stage. They hit you with I didn't even know what the cheese was for. They're like, we got cheese, and I'm like, what's the cheese for? But I didn't throw it. I was with those people, and they threw it, and I apologized for my part in it, which was to not just take the cheese and be like, where did the cheese go? That's, if I could go back in time and do it, which I'm a Trime Taveler, but that would create a whole nother parallel universe, and you wouldn't even remember it anyway, and we'd still be hearing this one talking, so let's forget about it. Anyway, throw the crib door wide, let the people crawl inside. Someone in this town is trying to burn their foreheads down. They want to stop the ones who want rock to wind the string around. But everybody wants rock to wind a piece of string around. If there's a dumber song than a song about a pickle, it may be that one. But, that's just, judgment, and people have all kinds of predetermined, prejudices. They think that they're, thinking, but they're, not even rearranging their thoughts. They're just moving prejudices around. Let's see. That brings me. This is where the party ends. I can't stand here listening to you. I'm talking about Dave Smith, if anybody's wondering, and your racist friend. I know politics bore you, but I feel like a hypocrite talking to you and your racist friend. It was the loveliest party that I've ever attended. If anything was broken, I'm sure it could be mended. My head can't tolerate this bobbing and pretending. Listen to some bullet head and the madness that is saying. This is where the party ends. I can't stay here listening to you and your racist friend. I know politics bore you, but I feel like a hypocrite talking to you and your racist friend. This is where the party is. I can't stand here listening to you and your racist friend. I know politics bore you, but I feel like a hypocrite talking to you and your racist friend. Out from the kitchen to the bedroom to the hallway, your friend apologizes, he could see it my way. He let the contents of the bottle do all of the thinking. He was like 12 shots in, let me tell you. Can't shake the devil's hand, say you're only kidding. This is where the party ends. I can't stand here listening to you and your racist friend. I know politics bore you, but I feel like a hypocrite talking to you and your racist friend. Yeah. So don't forget, you are always number one in my book. Write your name in your underwear, because accidents happen.